Guys, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for having me. Now, the season's over. We had the big one. Arsenal not in the Champions League last season, that's just gone. We're not going to be in it next year. But who doesn't watch the Champions League? So the Champions League final now, I'm not going to review that, of course. It was a great game. I mean, commiserations to Liverpool. I'm not going to sit here and say I wanted an English side to win. I'm not all of them. I'm not one of them guys. If it's not Arsenal, I don't give a crap, to be fair. But it's tough to take. I mean, this is why I love football and why some people hate it to a degree, because it's a range of emotions. Commiserations to Karius, probably wins Dad of the Year for them 2 errors. And then Real Madrid smiling happy days. At times it looked like some of them Real Madrid players, they even know how to celebrate this Champions League. They're treating it like the Carling Cup at this moment. But Pep Guardiola's Barcelona side versus Real Madrid under Zidane, this one that maybe not dominated domestically or captured anyone's hearts, but they're skilled with tournament football, with game management, knowing how to get over to the other side, knowing how to just ultimately win Champions Leagues. I mean, definitely the greatest Champions League side I've seen in my lifetime. Those of you who are old enough and were around in the 70s and 80s and saw the Milans and them sort of sides might have something to say about that. But this undoubtedly has to be the best Champions League side. I mean, they've won 3, filled with star players. Bale can't even get a start, and he just scored. You saw the goal he scored. Ronaldo, if you've been watching football for the last 10 years, you know exactly who Cristiano Ronaldo is. Luka Modric, who for me is a world-class player and goes down in football history. Toni Kroos, going to go down in history as a World Cup winner, Champions League winner. I mean, all that man there knows is winning. Ramos the same. It's filled with stars. But I guess the question I'm trying to ask myself is, that Real Madrid, or this Real Madrid side for this period, or versus Barcelona, give or take, because Zidane hasn't been here as long as Pep. So give or take, let's say what Pep was, what, 07, maybe 08 to 012 or something like that. Like, let's not get hung up on that. But the periods, what side is better now? Granted, personally, my bias is towards the Barcelona side, and I'll say my reasons. Because firstly, it sounds childish, but the reason I look at it is for a great side is, how often do you watch this great side? Like, whatever team you support, there's only been a couple sides. Arsenal Invincibles, a couple United sides, City this year, Real Madrid of previous years, and Barcelona, in the sense that, yeah, I was watching Arsenal, but every week I was watching Barcelona, whether they're playing Valladolid or they're playing El Clasico. I was seeing what the likes of Iniesta, Messi, all these men that were there during Pep Guardiola's time playing tiki-taka football, what they were doing. Obviously, we saw them at one point hold all 6 trophies available to them at once. We saw what they did in 09, but in the final in 09, I believe. But for me, 011, sorry, the best final, VR, Messi and all of that, Man United had no answers. Rooney scored the equaliser, but they had no answers. And every goal was a good one, from Pedro's to Villa's to Messi's from outside the area, which Van der Sar probably could have done a bit better. But yeah, so there are the plus points for the Barcelona side. Now, this side, Real Madrid, I don't watch Real Madrid week in, week out, because they don't galvanise me like that. For as much as I like Kroos and Modric and Marcelo and Varane and all these guys, it doesn't galvanise me like that. They haven't retained their league title. In fact, I think they finished third, forgive me if I'm wrong. But they've retained the Champions League. Like, they've retained the Champions League. They've won 3 of the last 4, forgive me if I'm wrong. And I'm sure does Ledesma start in that? Ronaldo's won 4 at Madrid alone. So see, this is how much they're messing it up. I've even lost count of what they've done. I can remember 3. I can't remember the 4th. The 4th was the first one a couple of years ago. Ledesma, right? For Ronaldo at Madrid. I can't remember. This is how messed they are in the champs, regardless of their domestic form and things like that. 3 Champions Leagues. That shows you game management matters to none, second to none, and it doesn't matter how they do it. It shows you a team that is full of consistent, competent individuals that will do anything to win. You saw in that final, I know the pro media bias commentary and stuff was always finding positives in Liverpool and not actually commentating on Madrid. And Liverpool, first 10 minutes, they were at Madrid's throats. But by the same logic, the game management they showed, you never saw Ramos, Varane bailed them out, but you never saw them panic. You saw Modric and Kroos start to get into the game and galvanise things and control things and conduct things as it went on. Like, they're skilled with it. And we said this the year they won it, the second year and the third year. Like, surely they can't win it next year. But you have to say there's a great chance they could sit here and do that. If I'm any side, even though Arsenal aren't in it, I would love to win Champions League. But if I'm their neighbours, well, not neighbours, but their rivals in Barcelona, if I'm Munich, if I'm PSG on the basis they want to win champs, surely you got to do something about this, because they're treating this like it's Copa del Rey. Like, they're badding up everybody. Like, It's ridiculous. And if we just look at the personnel, how do I quantify it? Yes, I enjoyed the Barcelona side more, but Ronaldo's perfected his game. He didn't play necessarily well in the final, perfected his game. Luka Modric and all of these stars, Isco and all of these stars, it's